When you talk to people about using AI to build Microsoft Power BI reports, you typically hear two concerns. One, I want my data to stay private, and two, it costs too much money. Well, here is a local LLM model running on my own hardware, completely privately and completely for free, using the Power BI data modeling MCP server to remotely author a Power BI report. Is it running incredibly quickly? No. Is it running incredibly well? Also, no. However, this model is being hosted by a Mac Mini from 2020 that you can currently buy on eBay for literally $300. And if a $300 6-year-old Mac can autonomously build a Microsoft Power BI report, imagine what modern hardware can currently do with these new AI tools. And today I'm going to be showing you how you can all set it up. My name's Ned, and I'm a Microsoft MVP with a focus on Power BI. And like many of you, I've come to love using AI tools to build Microsoft Power BI reports agentically. The only problem? All these tokens the AI models are using are getting expensive. So I recently set out to figure out how to use all those same tools, but with a locally hosted AI model that I can run for free. And I learned a lot along the way. And the reality is that you do need some pretty expensive hardware to run some of these models well. However, it's definitely possible to host them on your own. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can use local tools to agentically build Microsoft Power BI reports. Let's jump in. All right, although before we do that, if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and maybe leave a comment, it would mean a lot as it really helps the channel grow. Any engagement helps. All right, now let's jump into the computer. Okay, so here, as you can see, I am currently connected to a completely custom model right here. In here, and see how it says My Local Models, Nemotron 3 Nano. And if I go ahead and I type hi, what it should do, as long as my server is still running, is it should eventually respond hi back to me. Now, I connected this server to VS Code by hitting Control-Shift-P, going into Chat, Manage Language Models, and then clicking Add a New Model and hitting Custom Endpoint. Once I'm in that custom endpoint, I then did have to go and edit some JSON. So as you can see right here, I just simply put this JSON in. Here is the ID of the model that's running on the server. Here is the name, and this name can be pretty much anything I want. Here is the local IP address of the Mac Mini that's currently running LM Studio, which is what's hosting the model. And then here I have a max input tokens and a max output tokens. And we'll talk about this a little bit more later on in the video. However, I also have this setting right here, which is saying, hey, my model enables tool calling. So tool calling equals true. And that's it. That's the only setup I've done in VS Code. And then I'm going to show you how LM Studio is running, but I'm going to show you on my PC instead of the Mac because this is where my screen recording software is. All I simply went and did is look for a model, and I looked for a model that was capable of both tool use, but then also was able to be fully offloaded onto my GPU. And that is important because it influences the speed at which the model can run. Once I had found one, which was, for example, this Nemotron 3 Nano Omni, I simply hit the download button, then went over here into the serve button, clicked load model, selected the model, and loaded it into memory. At which point I could then start a server by clicking the little start button and then copying the IP address that it provided. I also then enabled it's being served on the local network by simply turning on this toggle right here. So the Mac Mini is running a copy of LM Studio with that model active and running, and then I am simply pointing VS Code to that Mac. And that's it. That's the whole setup. That's all it takes to run this kind of stuff locally. But that's not quite the whole story. And that's because something else is really important when you're running these models locally, and that is the amount of context that the local model supports and that your hardware can give it. Let's jump into the computer and let's talk about that a little bit more. So, when you're running a model using LLM Studio, you're really using a framework for the most part called llama.cpp. And what that does is that takes the local model that's been pre trained and it loads it into your computer's VRAM. And VRAM stands for video RAM. Now, that local model essentially takes and produces input and output tokens. And the total number of input and output tokens that that local model can take is limited by the context window that is set for the local model. Now, that context window is contained or is managed by the KV cache, which for the most part takes kind of that context and it stores it in the VRAM. Now, if you have, so like let's just say a video card with 4 GB and 4 GB of VRAM, your model plus the total amount of data that the or context that the KV cache has put into the VRAM has to be less than 4 GB. Otherwise, the KV cache, when you're using a framework like Llama CPP, will start to offload that data into your actual RAM, which will slow it down to a crawl. Here, though, is the problem. When you want to use things like tools, so for example, the VS Code agent window or the Power BI MCP server, they automatically load a bunch of stuff into the context window before you even type hello. And identifying a local model that is small enough but smart enough to use tools and then supports a context window that is high enough to manage the context the tools automatically load in is pretty hard, especially if you're like me and you have a laptop with just 4 GB of VRAM, because that means the entire context that is automatically loaded in by the tools, plus the local model, plus whatever I type, all has to be under 4 GB. But this is why people love Macs for running LLMs locally, and that is because Mac's CPU and GPU shares RAM. So when a Mac says that it has 16 GB of RAM, that means that it also effectively has 16 GB of VRAM. Maybe I think a smaller portion of that is available, but that means that you can load both a local model plus a context window that's a lot larger. And that is why I am using a 6-year-old Mac Mini to run this model, because I found that the Nemotron 3 Nano, which is the smallest model that I could find that was able to use tools, plus the context that the Power BI MCP server loads in. If I only load in just the ability to create a connection, create measures, and run model operations, fits perfectly on that 8 GB of unified or shared memory that the old Mac Mini has. And that is how, when I want to list all measures in the Open Power BI report, it should work, or maybe the Mac will have gone into sleep mode. We will see. That said, us PC users are not completely out of luck, and that is because there is a new generation of hardware that is coming out made by AMD. And this new hardware setup also has shared memory, and so you can get laptops for around $3,500 that have up to 128 GB of shared memory. So, just because this local LLM is running the Power BI MCP server very slowly and very restrictedly, right? Like it doesn't have the full featured tools because I've limited its context doesn't mean that in the near future we won't have laptops and machines that are capable of running these agentic tools completely on their own. And that's really exciting because for large enterprises, a $3,500 laptop or mobile workstation or little box sitting on your desk really isn't that unreasonable. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If I said something wrong, I mean, I'm learning all this along with you for the most part. So forgive me. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe.